And one of the most famous ways in which they did this was in the economic realm. In Islam, we have a very important institution that is called the waqf. A waqf is an endowment. And how a waqf works is if you own an asset like a piece of land, you can dedicate that asset forever, eternally, to a charitable cause. So if I had a farm, for example, and I say, you know what, I'm going to make this farm into a waqf, into a charitable endowment. No one's going to be able to buy it, sell it, mess with it, whatever. And whatever proceeds it generates, whatever money or income it generates, I'm going to dedicate it to orphans. That was such a prevalent economic technology in the Muslim world that when the European colonists came to the Muslim world, around 50% of all Muslim lands were reserved for these types of endowments. All the things that you imagine the government providing today, like water and sewage and hospitals and mental asylums and orphanages and roads, the government didn't do that in the Muslim world until the nation state came along. This was taken care of by charitable endowments, people dedicating land or other assets to produce income, and the income would go into these initiatives. When the colonizers came, you can imagine they didn't want that. That was standing in the way of stealing and getting what they wanted. And so they realized that possibility one, they could just come and take it. But there would probably be a big backlash. I know what let's do. Better than just take it by brute force, which they also did sometimes, let's convince the natives that the waqf is actually not okay in Islam. And so that's what the French Orientalists did. They had a whole propaganda campaign in which they tried to explain to the Algerians how the waqf was a bid'ah, that it was an innovation, and all innovations are in the hellfire, and this thing is not from Islam. And you know what? It kind of worked. So this is just an example. There's dozens of examples, whether you go to the Dutch activity in Indonesia, if you go to the British in, the subcontinent, in India and Pakistan. This was the playbook. This is what they did. And so why this is important is that it shows that it's not just simply, colonialism was not just simply about taking resources, stealing land, killing natives, though it was about that. It mutated, I don't even want to say evolved, it mutated into something even worse, which was trying to change you from the inside, which is trying to mentally colonize you, which is trying to make you practice a type of Islam that is not really fully Islam. That is Islam light, or secularized Islam, Islam cute, Islam that is amenable to the powered vested interests. And that's what we don't like. So if that is how secularism reconfigured the world, and by the way, they didn't just reconfigure the world for Muslims, though as Muslims we care about that primarily, but also for all other people of the colonized world, it reconfigured how people identify, think about themselves, think about their religion, think about family, think about law, think about ethics, everything.